Hey guys, Will here with MediaPlace, and in this video we're going to go over the library section and how your files can work inside it. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so the first thing I want to show you how to do is how to synchronize your folders into MediaPlace so you can then begin working with your files. So what you're looking at here is my Finder window, and inside of here, I'm inside my Documents folder, and I've got a folder in there called Will's Folders, and I've got a Graphics and Media folder inside of here. Now, inside my media, I've got miscellaneous JPEGs, PNGs, I've got some video files, a WebM file, and then some different audio files, as well as some pictures that I was working with for some AI cloning stuff that I was doing. Now, I want to import this folder and synchronize it to MediaPlace so that I can then begin manipulating those files and then visualizing them in MediaPlace. So let's come back to MediaPlace here, and you'll see in the folder section, there's a pink plus icon. I'm going to open that up, and it's going to go ahead and open up the window that you can choose the folder that you want to import into, right? So navigate to your computer. It could be on an external hard drive. It could be somewhere on your computer. And then select that folder and then click open. And once you click open, it will then synchronize your folder into MediaPlace, and you'll see all the files that were connected to that folder, and then as well as any subfolders that you had inside of there as well. So there's my AI cloning folder, and here is my audio folder, right? So again, it's a really quick way and super easy to synchronize, and every change that you do in MediaPlace then has an effect on everything you do to that file on your hard drive, right? So everything's connected. MediaPlace is a simple visualizer that allows you to manipulate your files and organize them in a nice way. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about how to navigate some of the interface with the files that you may have. So inside of my files, I have a lot of different miscellaneous types of images, video clips, audio clips. So I can navigate and see, let me just narrow down my images here at the top, or I can just see my video clips. I have my audio, and then I have miscellaneous documents, and I have a few fonts in there as well. Then, of course, you can accept Lottie files as well as other various files that you can sort through, right? All right, so you can change it back to the all view, and then you have all files here as well. And underneath that, you have untagged files, right? So here's where I don't have any tags on my images or video clips or audio. So it lets me know, okay, this section, these are untagged files. So you may want to go through and kind of organize that a little better, right? And then here's where I can see all my unrated files. So I don't have a star rating on these, then it'll just show them here. And we'll get into more of these details as we go, but just to kind of give you a high level view of the different areas of the interface and what they do. All right, and then down below we have the folder section, and that is where I just created and synchronized folders on my hard drive so MediaPlace can see them. Over here in the top right, we've got our sort by. So if I click on sort by, you can choose different sort by options there that you have to put at your preference, right? You can then have select all, so I have a button for that. And then you do have the view to show info, so I can turn that off, and you can see I can turn off format in the top right corner. You can turn off my ratings, and then I can turn off AI, right? So just depending on what you want to see in your view, you can do that here as well. And then of course you have some zoom in, zoom out options from there. All right, so now let's navigate back to the folder section here because there's a few more things I want to talk to you about. All right, so inside of the folders that we created, we can also create subfolders that will reflect the changes inside of our hard drive as well. So if I click on the media folder I just created, right click it and then click on add subfolder. It created a subfolder, which I can then call audio, and then I can come in and add files to this folder as well, and it will reflect those changes on my hard drive. So I could take my files, I could sort and choose my audio files only, and then I could say, you know what, I'm going to move these audio files out of the My Files folder, and I want them to be inside of the audio folder in my media folder. So I'm just going to select them all, and then click and drag them into the audio, and then they will then disappear into the audio folder now, right? So now these do not exist in my files anymore. If I go to all, I don't have any audio, even if I select audio, but they are now located on my audio folder in my media folder, right? Which is pretty cool. So again, these are changes that happen on my hard drive specifically. So just know any changes that you do make, those files have been moved from wherever it is that you're moving them. But again, you can add things as well and create different folder structures and subgroups, which is really awesome. All right, so now let's talk about smart folders. So right next to the add folder to synchronize button, there is a lightning bolt, and that's where you can add a smart folder. So let's go ahead and select that. And right above it, you can see it added a smart folder. So smart folders are really cool because you can create rules for these smart folders to kind of weed and sort through your file types, right? So if I click the smart folder, come over here on the right-hand side, you'll see there's an add rule icon. So I'm going to select this, and here's where I can create a rule based on name, extension, tags, width, height, or rating. So for example, let's show one for our ratings. So right now I have it set to rating, and you can change that at any time right there for the rule. And I'll say, I want to see ratings with at least a 4-star rating, right? So that means that anytime I'm in my files, in any of my folders, and I select and I'm going through, maybe you have a bunch of photos in here and you're rating them 4 stars, and then I'll maybe select this guy right here and I'll make it 4 stars as well. It'll automatically put those photos in your smart folder so that you can see at a high level all of your 4-star selects, which is really cool. All right, so it just speeds up workflow. And again, you can add different rules to these folders. So for example, I have the ratings rule, but you could add an additional rule and you can say, you know what, I'm going to add one with certain tags. Different tags you have, different extension types will then send certain files to those folders. And you can have multiple smart folders as well. You can have one for just 4-star ratings. You can have some for 5-star ratings, right? You can have one with certain aspect ratios. So just depending on what you're looking for, MediaPlace has that solution for you, which is really awesome. All right, and then of course you can rename these smart folders. So if I come over here and right click and hit rename, I could call this one, let's call it 4 stars, right? So I know that this smart folder only shows me my 4-star ratings. So now let's talk about how to search through different file types within MediaPlace. So at the top, you'll see we have a search bar. So for example, I could manually type MP3, hit enter, and then it will show me only my MP3 files, right? Which is really cool. So let's clear that. You do have more advanced search options as well. So if I drop down the index here, you'll see that I could search in any or all of my names, tags, notes, extension type as well. So you can uncheck those or leave them all. So it'll search through all those file types, as well as you can search for the specific types here between your images, videos, and audio, where you can go through tags, ratings, dimensions, shape, sizes, duration. So there's a lot of different ways to search the MediaPlace and to really narrow down what it is you're looking for across your synchronized folders on your hard drive, which is really cool. All right, so now for example, let's select, let's find something that's unrated here. Let's select this clip here. This is a guitar clip. This is the info. And then underneath it is where all the properties for this clip are, right? So right here is where I could change the name. So maybe I just want to call this guitar, right? Hit enter and then change the name right there. And here's where it shows me all the properties for that file type. So we got dimensions, the size of that file, the duration, the different type of movie file that it is. Does it have audio? Yes, this clip has audio. The data is created, all the good stuff that you'd want for your properties at a high level for you to glance at, right? And from here's where you can also make a rating for this clip. So let's say, you know what, this is a high select for me to use. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a 5-star rating. And these are all the colors that make up this clip. So I can select one of these and it'll let you copy the color codes that you could then paste into a different application. So you can keep those color schemes the same for your project. It's really cool. Here's where you can add tags. So let's say this is a guitar. So I hit enter. We could say music, hit enter. So that way, when I search for files, they are auto tagged for me, and then I can continue to add tags. So you type the tag that you want, hit enter, and then it creates that tag for you. Here's where you can write some notes for yourself if you have some notes about a specific clip. If it's like, oh, this is a great B-roll, or this is going to be my A camera shot, you can make those notes there, which is really awesome. If you come up to the top here, you'll see here's my select folder. This just selects the folder in which this file is located, which it's in my files. And then reveal will reveal where on my hard drive that file is located, right? So remember, MediaPlace is a visualizer. So it shows you and manipulates the files that you have on your hard drive, which is really awesome because everything is synced together really nicely. All right, so let me walk you through how fast and easy it is for you to bring in some media from within MediaPlace. All right, so I'm going to come over here to our free media section real quick. And under images, I'm just going to search for waves. Maybe I'm working on a project that has to do with the ocean. So I'm looking for waves. So I search up something really fast. And you know what? It's going to say, I like this right here. So I'm going to hit save. And then it's going to ask me where in one of those folders that I synced with MediaPlace do I want to store that. So let's go ahead and save it in my media. And so now when I come back to my files, you'll see under media, here is that photo that we just saved. So that's how quickly and easy it is to grab some files that you may need for a project, or maybe you need some inspiration, and then just drag that straight in and it'll import into the file, folders that you have. All right, so now let's talk about AI auto tagging. So AI auto tagging is a feature built right into MediaPlace that will automatically auto tag all of your file types from videos to photos, and it'll generate those tags for you so you don't have to go through all that legwork and waste all that time. So let's show you how this works. So I'm going to select, let's select these two images, this video. Let's choose this video right here, this guy and this guy. All right. So I'm going to right click and then hit auto tagging. Now it does require to download some additional files. So all you need to do is go to auto tagging and select download. All right. Once that file has finished downloaded, then you can click off of this and then right click again inside of your library and then click on AI auto tagging one more time. And here's where it's going to prompt you with some options, right? So choose the language. for your auto tagging. So if I open up this window, you can choose the language of your choice. I'm going to choose English. And then you can choose your file types. Is this all images? Is it video? For us, we're using both. So I'm going to do both. And then you can start auto tagging. But before we start the auto tagging process, I just want to kind of reiterate that this AI model is really large. So as it says on screen there, so it uses around 3 gigs of RAM. So after 3 minutes of inactivity, it automatically is turned off. But if you want to keep it running, you can enable that option below by keeping it always running. So again, depends on if you have lots of RAM that you want to use or you want to conserve on that RAM. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that to auto turn off after 3 minutes, which is cool. So I'll start my auto tagging process, and there are my little stars there that let you know that the auto tagging is taking place. And once this finishes up, you will be able to see how quick and easy it is to have multiple files of your choice auto tagged and ready to go. All right, so it tells me the auto tagging was completed, so I can hit close. And then when I select on those files, under the info, you'll see all of the generated auto tags that it created for these clips, right? So again, a really time-saving feature and really powerful inside of MediaPlace. All right, so that is a good overview of our library section inside of MediaPlace. Stay tuned for future tutorials, and as always, keep creating.